I think that sometimes we identify too strongly with our gender, and that's kind of what got us into this mess to begin with. I take it seriously that in Christ there is neither male nor female. I'm not trying to say that just to be devil's advocate or be make woke, but once again to pull the Kierkegaard card and to say that like you got to be you. You're definitely not a knight. If you're on my stream, you're probably not a monk. You're just some guy out there, or you're some lady. But this is also the Sherry point. Like our true identity is found in Christ. We are children of God, and I think that so much of what it means to be a man, what it means to be a woman, what are the roles, what do the tribal elders say, what does the Apostle Paul say, what does the Talmud teach? Like all of that stuff to me is great, but it can oftentimes be used as an escape from our own individual situatedness in which we've had our life and the things that have happened to us. It can be an evasion of that kind of just true existential angst of what does it mean to be me? And it's like, maybe if I know what it means to be a man, I can know what it means to be me. Or maybe if I know what it means to be an American, I can know what it means to be. Maybe if I understand what it means to be white, I can understand what it means to be me. I think that the horrifying truth of the matter is that what it means to be you is being you. And we just don't really like sitting with that.
Just king, great king. People error, people king, big, just king, king. Happy, many down, many jack king from right. Just new king, big, great, can new, happy. The owls are not what they seem, the owls. Very just king, great king. People error, people king, big, just king, king. Happy, many down, many jack king from right. Just new king, big, great, can new, happy. The owls are not what they seem. The owls are not what they seem. The owls, people very just king, great king. People error, people king, big, just king, king. King, happy, many down, many jack king from right. Just new king, big, great, can new, happy. The owls are not what they seem, the owls.
Remember, embody, there is no agency. We want what's best for you. Remember, embody, there is no agency. We want what's best for you.
Hey there, hi there, ho there, and welcome to Annihilation or Metamorphosis, a Grimgris stream for All Hallows Eve 2025. Oh, that's our exciting new product. I'm Grimgris, and this is that stream. Once upon a time, there was a man named Rick Walker, and that's going to be the majority of the stream, but that's going to have to come after the savings throws. And before you get the savings throws, I want you to know that as part of my becoming a multi-skilled ship captain, I investigate multiple options available for the merchandising affiliations available through the YouTube. One of which is the Spring Company, which is responsible for the ever-popular Denimor's Denny hat. Get yours today. There should be a shop button somewhere on your device or interface to get the hat. That's more expensive than that. But also they have the new company that they're interfacing with is called the Fourth Wall. Fourth Wall, we have a very limited product line with a couple of CC Mool pieces. And the new one today, let's see where they, we did this tab and then shared this tab and said, what happened was, this guy Riley I follow came out with something that the AI said, and this lady looking avatar like here, Mano Mayashku, said, grinning somehow, put that on a crop top. And so I was like, okay. And now we have this Nocturima's Grin crop top available. And I decided to go with embroidery. You see, that's going to be embroidered, not just printed on there. Very high quality stuff there. You can get that at the new shop. It was too fresh to link in the YouTube store, but you can get it at this link. The link in the YouTube store is to this other product. Here we have. You can click on the. Can you click on the bubble? You click on the bubble, and you find that the survival hoodie. The image was donated by Sisimu. Where's the other one? Explore the collection. Oh, there it is. This product here. It turns out, see, I like this new company, Fourth Wall, because when the package comes, you see the VNA bubble on the product. And so here's fancy unboxing. Of that T-shirt, the social homophobia. See, because there's that lamb there. She didn't name it that. I did it, but the lamb there. So the social homophobia shirt live. Oh, I'm ripping things open. It's so exciting. No saving. Oh, and there. Now this is when I pull it out. Comes out like this. Da, da, da. I look. It might even fit. Let's go investigate. While you guys enjoy this.
I'm not a cat.
That one. This is a place. And when we see each other, we can start playing together and working together. Those things you call commercials, I don't make those. People who want to play make them. And I don't know what my control over it was, especially that
Gentlemen, this is the elimination course. My calling is to keep men out of the ministry. I consider my chance of success when the blood is 4 feet deep and the bodies are floating around the room.
That's amazing.
Now, we're trying to gain people's attention. Before the people were able to commit to a follow, and again, I can't help but watch this and think, things are riding us. And it's increasingly obvious.
Modernity sort of lured us into imagining we were in charge. That we were somehow in control, but we're not in control.
You've got a tiny group of people that are just sort of hyper about the blues, and they're learning together, and all of this new stuff sort of bursts forth. And in Laurel Canyon, you have this tiny little group of people that are sort of working on this, and then, you know, in some ways, via technology, this stuff just spreads all out throughout the world.
It of course made me think about this little corner, because what doesn't? And it made me think about the little group of people that are just playing with things now.
And I thought Jordan Hall said it very well in the conversation, you know.
What's up, everybody?
Oh, there. We got a Danimor's Danny from PRN. And a howdy Rascal from Joe Cross. Howdy, Joe. Howdy, how's it going, man? How's it going, man? Free bubble. This is going to be Annihilation or Metamorphosis. This is what that shirt looks like when I put it on. You should probably wash it first normally. I would recommend.
Is everything all right in here?
Yes, Nanny.
We haven't thanked the Shadow Cabal yet. Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all. Oh, that guided savings throws. Probably I should too, because you're swimming in mind control, don't you know? But if you are wise enough to make a purchase right now of the social lamophobia or other merchandise from the stores, you'll get a +5 to these savings throws right here. These ones right here. You're swimming in mind control, and to resist it, you have to find something within inside yourself, such as the will to survive, your social network, your accumulated wisdom, or the power of your heart. I say choose. You pick one of those: survival, social wisdom, or heart. If the die is 10 or higher, you've made your saving throw and take half damage from the mind control in this show and until the next stream, which might be forever. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Choose. Whoa. Look at that. Prime 17 for the survivor lists. Half damage for you. Socialist, I hope you bought a shirt, because that's only an 8. You're going to need a +2. You need 2 more or you're taking full damage. We got pairing it up at 16. Making half damage, the heart folks and the wisdom lovers, and the indigo kids coming in strong with one of those 18s there. An 18 it was.
Imagine a world where boundaries blur between reality and fiction, with Mikhail Gorbachev leading the charge. Gorbachev didn't just challenge political norms, he dared to break the fourth wall in storytelling. "Tear down that fourth wall," he exclaimed, inviting us into a new era of engagement. His metaphorical call wasn't for Berlin alone. It was a clarion call to storytellers and audiences alike. Engage directly, break barriers, and foster a dialogue. Gorbachev's words echo in the halls of creativity. As storytellers, it's our turn to tear down that fourth wall, inspired by Gorbachev's daring challenge. Join us in this creative revolution. Tear down the walls that confine your stories. Share, like, and subscribe for more inspiration.
Howdy, Mills. Howdy. Good to see you there. Good to see you. Welcome. I hope you're all feeling virtually not alone, like we do here, like the bubble makes. Now, on a personal note, I'm very much crashing and burning. I'm trying to fall out and having difficulty with that, and also, we're writing a Substack on all of that. But today was released a discussion from Rick Walker and Jonathan Pageau, and I felt I should watch it. And then when I tried to watch it, this happened. So I thought I might as well make you all watch it with me and do a live reaction watch along thing for a stream. We have some other things, do we? Well, we do it. We have the share this tab instead. We have this tab here. So by that, the new top. Oh yes, here's this tab. One of the fun things I like to do over on the X, is watch how Eric Weinstein plays with Grok. Like he gets into it. Yes. And then he doesn't respond to me, but he keeps going with Grok, you see. And that's fun. That's fun. And that's kind of how. Can you wrap that all up as an imperative to discover whether theories beyond Einstein may be the key to human survival? And thanks. And I like to see how he plays with it for fun and entertainment. You might not find it entertaining, but it's a thing to do.
Now what'll that asshole think of next? Is anybody got a dime?
We we all know that there is no agency any living gent can see doing what is right for me. Is lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency. And then, speaking of Jonathan Pajot, you can join him and Andrew Gould and others for a luxury Art of the Tamada. Art of the Tamada, 2 unique weekends, one timeless tradition. No, this one. In Islam Orada. Like an Florida. Let's reserve our spot today for $1,700 plus $280 for a room. No, you're not sharing. Reserving is easy. You see, there's just give them that much money. But I heard today that the Dirt Poor Robins are going to be there too. So maybe worth it. Check it out at this link here. I'm now providing in the chat for you. Go crash the party and tell me how it went. LARP! We have the ability to LARP and LARP hard. LARP! We have the ability to LARP and LARP hard. That was a McMo one, I think. I believe that was a McMo masterpiece. I think that was his stylistic impression, signature thereof. Okay. All right. Now, if you're new around here, you might be asking yourself, why? Why do you feel compelled to make a response and engage yourself in this Rick Walker Pajot watch along that you're making us go through with you, Grim? And that if you're not familiar with the ancient lore, then it would be understandable. But the reasoning goes even deeper than the ancient lore. Maybe I'll lay out that peanut butter of that sandwich after I show you the olden times. But the casino deck card for the show is the 6 of Hearts. Oh, hearts. You can find this as Texas Christian businessman shakes up the corner with his randos reveal. And I think this was the first time ever Pastor Paul Vanderklay did a live stream rando. Enjoy this open.
Hi, this is Paul, and I'm sure my special guest will be in a minute. And it's okay. I failed in the Control V last night I sent them the email without the link, which is, of course, the deadly email misstep. But I'm always trying to figure out what to do with these Friday live streams. Not that I have any lack of ideas. And often I'll bring on some of this little corner or this little cave or this little clearing regulars. And here.
We interrupt this revenue for mostly not working, earning +5 to next stream saves by reminding me I'm out of touch. I'm out of time, but I'm out of my head. Shake it up is all that we know. Using the bodies up as we go. I'm waking up to fantasies. The shades all around aren't the colors we Broken ice still melts in the sun, and times that are broken can often be won again. We're so alone, and so really matters to me. Take a look around. You're out of touch. I'm out of time. But I'm out of my head.
Here he's coming right now. And there he is. I'll let you in a second. I'm going to first give the intro, Rick. And so lately I've been just besieged with requests for, oh, can you do my podcast? Can I do a Rando's Conversation? And part of that is because I, of course, started the supporter level of my channel and giving people basically saying, okay, well, we'll do a conversation. And I was unprepared for how fast the membership section would grow. And so I get an email from someone I didn't know and a name I didn't recognize, and it had a little sub thing on the email. And probably what most of you don't know, because you don't have YouTube channels, is that there are companies out there that basically you can hire them to try to get you on podcasts, to try to get off zero. And they seem to be in the Philippines. And so I get these emails from people, oh, here's so-and-so, and we think they'd be a great guest on your podcast. And I hear that, and I just think, that's a load of BS. You have no idea who my podcast is. You have no idea who my audience is. I love talking to people who are in the conversation. I don't really have any patience for people who just want to sort of get on the channel because I've got a measly 5-figure sub number. So and the way I am, I explained this in an interview I did this week for another thing. The first time someone asked me for something and I give them.
And I explained this in an interview I gave for, come on, Paul.
I try to give them a very kind no. So usually with those companies that just ignore the first email, and then they keep coming after me. And then I give them a less kind no, a much more direct no, in case, because they obviously didn't seem to hear the first no. And then if they come back again, that's when, I told the story that.
That's when what? That's when what? Finish it.
The church phone here. Church phones are just besieged by Christian telemarketers trying to sell us all of their services. And so then I give them the kind no. And then they don't take no for an answer because they come back. Then I give them the direct no. And this one telemarketer called a third time. And that's when I told her what I really thought. And then she hung up. And then I got a call from her supervisor telling me I was a bad Christian because I made her telemarketer cry. So
7 of clubs is the blue church card of the show.
So I got this email and I basically said, I'm besieged with requests. I'm not really, I really am interested in talking to people that are sort of within this little corner or this little cave or this little clearing. I was just watching Grim Grizz. And so then the administrative assistant, I was talking to her first, and then I got an email from the guy. He says, well, I know I've talked to Peugeot and I've talked to Ben Carson and I've talked to all of these famous people, but I may not be as niche as Grim Grizz or Matthew Peugeot. And I thought, boy, anybody who comes in and mentions Grim Grizz's name, I know you are paying attention. So Rick, you earned your slot. And I try to explain, I usually have between 2 and 4 time slots a week that I can
see. There's the deep lore brought to you by this episode, taking you all the way back. Boy, this deck is stiff deck. All the way. No, stop it. Stop showing me boobies. 1 year ago it says, but then when you mouse over, it says January of 24. So that's much more than a year ago. It's 22 months ago. Oh, no, you bent it. Son of a...
Sort of give to people. But it was just so funny the way the thing rolled out. And I also thought, well, you've done these big conversations before. People, I'm a little hesitant to bring people onto a live stream because the hive mind can be a little, it's the internet. So, but I thought, no, this guy will take it. So let's do a Friday randos live stream with this guy who, very successfully got his way onto the show. So Rick, congratulations. Welcome.
Hey, Paul, I am honored to be here. I cut my chops in telemarketing. So that was going to be the next step to get on your show. But luckily me knowing who Grim Grizz was enough for you. Was sufficient.
That was sufficient.
And boy, howdy, did the hive mind have a field day with this one. Let's see if we can do that. Can you show is the replay, live chat replay? We could sample here. We need the transcript too. Should run the branding. All right.
Certain areas, I wouldn't call them corners, but necessarily, but there's certain areas where we feel a little bit less welcome sometimes. And I think that, if we were to have a full 2-hour theological conversation, you will see how much of a mystic I really am. Like nice. I'm gonna out mystic all of you.
You already won. You won me.
It's gonna be so insane. But some of us have bills to pay. Some of us have very expensive wives.
We got Mick Mo over here saying big balls down in Texas. That was a good job, Luke. I guess I didn't let Luke talk.
Some of us have made commitments to nonprofit organizations that we can't fulfill unless we keep working. And so thus the suit comes on, and this is what you get sometimes. But yeah, no, I really appreciate that, Luke. That was awesome to hear.
Great. Thank you, Luke. Grim Grizz. All right.
All right.
Howdy.
Grim is skeptical. Grim is like, I don't know. Does a guy like this really watch?
Marty Stouffer, God rest his soul. Grizz is about to Leroy Jenkins. Let's find out, Pastor Paul. Let's find out. What is obvious to me is that everybody who has participated in this stream needs a savings throw versus mind control. Everybody who watches me should know how those work. So, choose, Rick.
So I guess mind control.
I'm doing a savings throw versus mind control.
You guys, you think this is
participants who watch me know they get a choice when I do a savings throw versus mind control, and so clearly you know to choose one of the choices I always present. Choose.
Grizz, you don't. I'm totally with Luke in this. This is. Let me tell you what happened with my Jordan Peterson meetup.
No, Paul. You ruined it.
On the list? Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right?
What room? I want to cast magic missile.
The room where he's casting all these spells from?
He hasn't cast anything yet.
I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting Magic Missile.
Why are you casting Magic Missile? There's nothing to attack here.
I'm attacking the darkness.
Chuck's deck card of the show is the 7 of hearts. All right, let's see where that went.
We had the Jordan Peterson meetup. It was going for a number of years, and then we had COVID, and so we had to sort of okay, don't want the old anyway. And then a bunch of people are like, we like our meetup, we just don't want new people. And when I heard that, I said, no, I'm not putting up barriers. I'm not putting up barriers.
I agree. And, I heard a story on a live stream yesterday, and in your description of this live stream, the only reason this happened was because of my name drop. And as such,
no, he also dropped Matthew Pajot too.
Yeah.
Well, that's not what it said in the description.
And Vervaeke. Yeah, and I never said we were best friends. I said you asked to name other people in the corner is I think what Paul's challenge was.
It was good. It was a tactical move, and it was genius, Rick. I'll give you that. But that's exactly why people need the savings throw versus the mind control. And everybody who knows, make your choice.
I choose navigating patterns.
Those of you who chose survival, it's a 12. All right, so the only time he chose mind control was in the front. He made no choice there. That I didn't remember. You had to watch extra clip. In the follow-up, in the proceedings, there was a time in another Pastor Paul Vandeclay live stream where I asked him to take over Paintball for Jesus, and he said, sure. And I got that clip still. I still have that image somewhere saved on a hard drive, and the flop, and the thumb drive, actually. But over time, what happened was he eventually approached me to, all right, let's do your thing. Let's do your Paintball for Jesus thing, pal. And he put it on me to talk to places and tell him that we would sponsor kids and ask them questions and stuff. And because I'm me, I didn't follow through that with any integrity at all, even though it was the first opportunity to manifest Paintball for Jesus ever. After my years of whatever talking about it, and with great shame, it was a great shame that happened. And then Cyprus, that card of the show is the 8 of spades. Then he did his book launch, and he sent me fancy copies. He says that's his handwriting there, I guess. And I would assume his assistant wouldn't have handwriting this 9 steps. These 9 steps to build a life of meaning. Here's sample. Sure. It was 1633, and the Dutch artist Rembrandt van Rijn was determined to paint his first and only seascape. This story of the Galilean Sea is the same psalm that also captured King David's imagination. Rembrandt's masterpiece is ominous, primarily dark tones, thickened paints mounting off the canvas with only half a hint of color, a vertical grandeur well before abstraction was considered grand.
You must eradicate from your essence childish folly. You must eradicate from yourself childish folly. You must abandon childish things.
You must grow up.
You must abandon.
You must grow up. Grow up.
You must grow up.
Grow up.
You must abandon childish things.
You must grow up.
And while I concern myself briefly with the notion of like you shouldn't kiss money's ass, no matter who's walking around in it. Yeah, I'm very forgiving to myself on that regard as a grifter, you see. And this wonderful cup that came with this book says, wait for it patiently. Annihilation or Metamorphosis. Apparently, it's a Marcus Aurelius quote. I haven't found the source thereof or anything. And but I'm there, cowering in the cave. I'm begging for death, although it has not come, and just I'm having issues. And then like Buddy doesn't eat. He doesn't eat for like 3 feedings in a row. And this morning I figure out his mouth has been injured, and I'm just like, all right, bring the annihilation, right? And so this comes out. This last words with Jonathan Pajot and Rick Walker. So we're gonna watch some of it together, see how far we make it, and it'll be a good time. There's a bonus Juxta deck card of the show, the 8 of Diamonds.
Immediately, I remembered. I mean, because I'm a devotee, a follower of Socrates, I remembered Socrates' daemonium, his divine sign that spoke to him. And all of this was starting to say something else is going on here that doesn't fall cleanly into the 2 automatic categories of madness or demonic encounter, where people have, there's a whole continuum of where people have full-blown encounters like this to very, very things where they just have a felt presence of something behind their left shoulder and getting into what I think is going on behind that. And so
happy the hours are not what they seem the hours. People very just.
All right, here we go. Let's do this one.
Welcome to the pod.
It's great to see you, Rick.
So I was thinking that 4 years ago you came on. You were actually my 3rd guest ever, and so I think that you are only the 2nd guest to come back for a second round. You and Dr. Ben Carson, if you know who he is, you guys are both the only kind of repeat guests. So you're in a very exclusive club for a very inexclusive channel.
All right.
So welcome.
That's great. Yeah, it feels special. Maybe I'm not sure.
Not awkward at all.
Sure.
It may be special 20 years from now. You never know. You never know. But you're.
No. See, that was bad, Rick. It's special right now.
Your profile and your philosophical, I guess, wanderings have gone broad over the last 4 years. It's been really an exciting 4 years to sort of watch from the periphery.
Speaking of watching from the periphery, if you're a multi-tab person, do the fella a solid and give it a view in the background. You can mute that one and let it play while we watch this together.
How your presence and your ideas have really expanded. I was in DC back in February, and this is the last time I saw Jordan Peterson in person. And
this was it, because like we already had the Ben Carson one. We're like 1 minute in, and you're already on your second name drop and status story. Like people don't like virtue signaling. This is some other kind of signaling, and whatever distorted view of life I've accumulated over the course of my years leaves me, when I perceive these sorts of signalings, I am very what they call off-put.
And I had an opportunity to spend 3 hours with him in an office watching the inauguration. It was snowed out, so we couldn't go to the outside ceremony. So there were 9 of us in an office. Had a great conversation with him. Mentioned that you and I had a conversation a while back, and really enjoyed that because I know that you guys are close. And the last thing that I said to Dr. Peterson and Mrs. Peterson about Europe, because this is 3 weeks before ARC, I said that it's apparent that the reason why Europe has lost their way is because they forgot beauty is power. And I would imagine for someone like yourself, who's just entrenched in the arts, entrenched in civilism, entrenched in the theology of being, I imagine that is very evident for someone like you. So I guess, first of all, Tell us, what is your relationship with sort of beauty and how it enlivens us? And then also, how do we begin to re-enliven the West?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's pretty much, I would say that it's a it's a nice softball pitch. Yeah. You guys agree with that? A nice softball pitch? What is Spatch saying about Drist? What's going on? The drow are evil in me. That's racist. You're so racist.
I think your insight is right. I think it's a attack to realize why it's been a problem. It's been a long ways coming. This attack on beauty has been going on since the beginning of the modern age. And a good way of thinking about it is that to understand that beauty in some ways what it is, it's the manner in which universal truths or universal principles are adapted to a very specific reality, a very specific place. And so beauty isn't just the universal, because there is a universal aspect to it. And it isn't just multiplicity or trains, but it is the joining of.
That's a good question, Roderick, here. Because I feel as though what I'm attempting here is sort of an etu Grimgriz moment. But on the other hand, it's also one of those love thy neighbor as thyself thing. And if I was doing something that was socially off-putting, I would want people to tell me publicly, embarrassingly, sort of.
Of the two together. And so as Europe, becomes suspicious of its own existence and its own identity, its own history, starts to use postmodern arguments to deconstruct its own heritage, then it is normal that it would also be suspicious of the beauty, because the beauty is an image of how our identities, whether our nations, our tribes, obviously our beliefs, are connected to that universal truth.
Like, who's responsible for that?
Beauty, because the beauty is an image of how our identities, whether our nations, our tribes, obviously our beliefs, are connected.
Like, is he possessed by a demon, or was your editor overzealous?
How our identity.
For those of you just listening, his hands do weird shit.
Of the beauty, because the beauty is an image of how our identities, whether our nations, our tribes, obviously our beliefs, are connected to that universal truth. And if you're trying to deconstruct that, then you don't want to remember. You don't want to remember the connection between what houses look like in Norway and how that is intrinsic to the people there, and how it connects also to all the houses in all the world, like how it is in some ways a version of a universal reality.
What the passion?
Yeah. And it seems like it's a very inconvenient thing to bring that up in certain circles. You look at the dystopian-esque Russia right now. You look at some of these denominations. I think yesterday we saw the split of the Anglican Church occur, where they forget that the Father and the Son are masculine for a reason. We see all these things begin to sort of tear down society and tear down institutions. And
can I just say I can't watch this anymore because it's a crotch shot, Rick? For fuck's sake, we don't. Stop, man. Just stop. We'll find some good parts. All right, what do we have here? Are there demons in AI?
For all.
Yeah, I think we have to be cautious when we talk about this, because sometimes people can misunderstand what it is that we're talking about. But I do think that this is a reasonable way of understanding it, and I can explain it very simply if people want to just follow the argument. And even the very fact that someone, for example, will.
All right, come on, boys and girls. We're going to try to very simply follow the argument.
Use attention to get money, right? And so this is one of the issues.
Grimgris has been known to use attention to get money. Buy his shirt today. Not this one, it goes to charity.
With the social media platforms is that they try to, in some ways, market your attention. So the only purpose was to get you on the platform as long as possible so that they can make as much money as they can. And so even without knowing it, the people who are doing that are, because they're in some ways worshiping mammon, they end up serving all of these demonic influences. That is, that in order to get you to click, I'm going to appeal to rage constantly. I'm going to appeal to lust. I'm going to appeal to all your sins, because those are the most immediate way.
Here I am appealing to your sins.
To keep your attention on this website. And so even without knowing it, it means that what we've set ourselves up in a way that these demonic intelligences or these demonic wills are writing the large aspects of the internet, because we're basically they're appealing to that part in us. So let's say the aspect in us.
Slime! What? It's a river of slime!
That is subservient to these, let's say, these demonic patterns.
You had an interesting back and forth, if memory serves, maybe a month or two ago at the Northeastuary event?
So like what, 10 minutes in you realized you were crotch showing and you're repentant? I admire that.
Where Vanderklay and
on AI.
Yeah, on AI with Vanderklay and Vervaeke, I think, on the stage there. That was the one, I think, where Vervaeke said that he refuses to use LLMs now.
Yeah, that's his position. He says he's not using LLMs.
It's a lot of extra work, it seems, but he's got the brain power to do it. I don't feel sorry for him.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand why he says that. It is, we can see where it's going, and we can see that in some ways the LLMs and the GPTs are really becoming a scary monster. And even those that in some ways were trying to be above board, Altman announced just a few days ago that they're going to add a adult version of GPT now. And so it's okay. So now infinite porn, like in ways that you never could have imagined, is going to be fed into the same thing, the same like beast that is also helping you to figure out philosophy or figure out all these things. And so it's let's just say that it's not great.
Yeah. Did you make a comment that you regularly receive some comments or communication from people through the internet about their relationship with LLMs?
Yeah, well, it's just that people fall into these weird loops with the LLMs, is that they start to feed it and talk with it and exchange, transmit it to their children. So
yeah. Well, I imagine the multiples on exits, if you ever do exit for content creation, classes, courses, stuff like that, especially if they're done at a high quality like you always do, I imagine that's going to be a lot better than just having print materials and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and in some ways, one of the things we're doing too is we're doing the story. So we have the story aspect, and then there's the explanation aspect. And so trying to balance those two together, it's like we're telling these stories, but we're also helping you understand these biblical stories, these fairy tales, these classical stories. And so the courses are more of the explanation, and also sometimes we'll publish theoretical works, and then the stories themselves that are actually for kids, that are actually for young people, for anyone who's interested in the story. So it's like those two, a kind of two-prong approach, I feel, is the best way to go if you want to have the most amount of influence.
Imagine a world where boundaries blur between reality and fiction, with Mikhail Gorbachev leading the charge. Gorbachev didn't just challenge political norms, he dared to break the fourth wall in storytelling. "Tear down that fourth wall," he exclaimed, inviting us into a new era of engagement. His metaphorical call wasn't for Berlin alone. It was a clarion call to storytellers and audiences alike. Engage directly, break barriers, and foster a dialogue. Gorbachev's words echo in the halls of creativity. As storytellers, it's our turn to tear down that fourth wall, inspired by Gorbachev's daring challenge. Join us in this creative revolution. Tear down the walls that confine your stories. Share, like, and subscribe for more inspiration.
You want to complain about Gorbachev 2 pens? Come on, guys. Come on. Go ahead and watch. He covered his crotch, and he's pretty good at setting John up to say good things. So I'm going to say final verdict. Go watch it. Go watch it. Just skip the first 5 minutes maybe till he realizes the crotch thing. I don't know. It's been a thing. It's been a thing. Yeah, it'll come out on the Substack. I'll see you guys later.